We're back on Nittany game week. After an incredible experience on the road at Auburn, the Nittany Lions return in front of the home crowd to take on Central Michigan. Now, it's human nature to relax a little bit after such an amazing high point. Let's bring in the coaches, Coach Paterno, Coach Bradley. How do you keep a bunch of young guys focused and make sure they take care of business against the Chippewas?
Well, you show them the second half of the Oklahoma State game when Central Michigan put up 28, 29 points at Oklahoma State and kind of made it semi-interesting. But we're going to talk a little about Central Michigan, talk a little about some things at Penn State to look at as well. But let's start with the Chippewas that are coming in. They're offensively, we talk about their running back, Lou Nichols, led the country in rushing last year with 1,848 yards, also caught 40 passes. Tom, he is a downhill cutback runner. Talk about what that means.
Well, that's one thing. He has two-way goes. When you watch him play, he is always shoulders square, hitting the line, tight cuts. He's not going to try to outrun you. He's getting downhill as fast as he can.
Yep. So let's take a look at that on the video, and you're going to see him. He's got the thing. He's got good vision. He puts his foot in the ground. He gets north and south, and that puts a lot of pressure. Now, let's talk about their pass game. And as you start to talk about Penn State with the sacks last week, the one thing people want to do is they want to then get the ball out quickly, which is part of Central Michigan. They love the short passes. Their quarterback, Richardson, is 5'10", Tom. When you're playing that short pass team, what are you telling those guys up front?
You want to knock back and get your hands up as fast as you can.
Yep. And let's take a look at how they make that work against Oklahoma State here. They get the short crosser. That ball's out in a hurry. Catch and run. Got to look for Penn State to tackle well in the secondary against this. And this kid is a transfer from Maryland. He's 6'5", 203. Might need to eat a little bit more. I'm a little on the skinny side. But let's talk now about their defense. Their base defense is a 4-down lineman. Get up the field. They've got a nickel, number 5, who you got to watch on Saturday. 5 pass breakups, very active as a tackler. And then the safety's going to rotate and try and confuse your quarterback a little bit. So let's take a look at the video on that. You know, here they throw it out there. He's one-on-one with him. Does a nice job keeping in front of him. Next thing you know,
he's the player you want to watch for them right there. Number 5, keep an eye on him. He's very active, and he'll be active all day against Penn State.
Yep. So let's take a look at some more defense. Now, one of the things you want to do, they have a corner who's very, very good, number 4. Oklahoma State went after everybody else in the secondary. And the way they play with that nickel, because he's involved in the run game, sometimes bring this down. Now you're going to get the two-way go on the safety, Tom, which I know you love. And let's take a look at how that works.
I love that.
Yes. Safety 10 yards off, and you know that's not a good matchup.
Especially with a nice two-way go in the whole field at his disposal.
Yeah, the nice thing is he overthrew it. So that, you know, you got away with it on that one. Let's take a look at Penn State, some things Penn State's doing. Defensively, they're doing a really good job in the red zone. Auburn had a play that was actually a good play call, but because of the pressure and the confusion inside, the quarterback panics, throws it out in the flat, had a guy open, but that shows you, Tom, as you always say, the best pass defense is a pass rush.
That's exactly right. And you can see it's a prime example right here in this particular play. That young man is wide open.
In the back of the end zone, no question. Luckily, pressure got there. Talking about pressures, we talk about bogus pressures, Tom. You talk about making this look like a 6-man blitz. 4 guys end up coming. And that confuses you guys. You guys on defense like that stuff, but it only ends up being 4 total pass rushers.
Yeah, and that's the thing you got to really analyze your protection. Do you want to are you in man? Do you want to get in a slide protection versus if you're getting a lot of bogus pressure? And that's the thing you have to be ready for. If you're playing Penn State, you better be ready for bogus pressure, mostly from the outside. But now they got it coming from the inside.
Yeah, they get, you know, Penn State got home with 4 guys, and Auburn had 5 to protect them, and yet a lot of guys not doing anything. Now, last thing, we talked about the offensive line and the scrap metal. We don't want to forget about the big plays that happen because your wideouts block downfield. Watch this on the video and see how this springs Nick Singleton on this run. And don't pay any attention to the fact that his hands are outside and he's grabbing jersey. He probably got away with something, and we'll take it. And speaking of take it, we'll send it back over to Todd.
All right, good stuff, guys. Now, look, the schedule's really setting up well for Penn State this year. They have to knock them off one at a time, though. Fans are excited about this year's squad, especially the ones that make the trip down south. They really enjoy walking around campus the day before and taking over Jordan-Hare Stadium once the game is over.
I mean, I'm just looking at the stadium right now. It's just as a kid, you always, you want to play in big games like this. So it's really cool to be able to experience something like that.
Obviously, it's a lot of history with this game that just happened, so it was great to be a part of it. Much respect to Auburn, but, we came out with the win, and I'm happy for my guys.
Had to be about 20,000 Penn State fans there. All right, time to take a break. When we come back, our Impact interview with a former star college quarterback who continues to help shape college football today. Tom, Jay, and I chat with Oliver Luck when Nittany Game Week returns.